Hi and welcome back to my channel. Last year I had a project that I abandoned when I got some tasks and then I tried to resume it. It is a React Native project. Unfortunately, by the time of me trying to resume the project, I found out one, the Android I could download was now a new version, and also React Native now had another version. Node.js had changed very many things. So I keep getting an error that I'm going to show you how to solve. Okay, so I'm going to right click in the project, then go to my terminal, and then let the terminal load. Okay, so and then I'm going to do npm start, and at this by this date it already changed to npx start or run Android, something of the sort. But I'll do npm start and we see the error. So I'm going to pause the video until the error screen shows up. Okay, our server has started at port 801, as you can see up here. And then I'm requested to run I for iOS, A for Android. In the background, I already have my Android studio already running, but I'll give you a reason why. Don't mind about the project and the project errors. Okay, so I'm going to press A on my keyboard and we're going to get an error. Then I will show you how to solve the error. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video for a moment until it loads that error. At this moment, the ADB has launched, but this is not the project that I want to run. Okay, this is just a simple basic project. It's not the one that I want to run, but it's starting the daemon. Okay. Okay, here comes the error. So because the project is old and at that time it was building on some NDK that was vital then, in this case it's SDK, but NDK 2.1 and this number, this is how to solve it. So we're going to go to our Android Studio. Okay, we go to Tools. Okay, I'm going to minimize the Android Studio so we can see them. So we go to Tools here, under Tools. So it's going to bring the tools from the settings menu. Okay. Have I selected the tools? Oh, no. Okay. Tools. Then we go to SDK Manager. SDK Manager. So you should load the SDK Manager for us. And then under SDK Manager, we go to Platform Tools. And then in the Platform Tools, we go down where we see. Okay, I'll just expand this for this demonstration. Where we see NDKs. So this is what you'll see, for example. It will be Android SDKs and the NDKs. Okay. So under the NDKs side by side, NDK side by side, we're going to look for that particular NDK that we are missing for the development of our project. Okay. So I want to be clear about which NDK version that I'm missing. So I'll come back and see, compare. So I'll be missing 26.1. So I'll scroll here. Up, I was in the 28 and 27 NDKs. I'll scroll and look for 26.1. Okay, you can see this line is comparable to this line. So I'll tick and I'll make sure that I press apply so that that NDK is downloaded and it is only 631 MBs. So let me do that, the NDK side by side, and then I'll come back and try to launch our project. So I'll hit pause and then resume when the NDK is downloaded and installed. Welcome back. So you can see that installing the SDK is complete. So I'll press finish. I'll click OK because I already applied. I'll go back to our project. I'll press A again for Android to load the project again. So let's see. I'll pause and I'll come back when the project has launched. Okay, it seems it's not going to take long. I'll just rush that part. Great. So as I had explained earlier, that I have an old project, and I had run this project, I think, for production. So instead of npm, I'm being advised to run npx React Native start. So which I'm going to do, and then we'll resume. But at least now we're no longer getting that error warning us about the NDK side by side issue and version. So let me go ahead and correct and run npx start. Then, okay, so I'm going to do npx React Native start. I'll press enter and then pause, and we'll resume when everything has run well. Okay, so let's run Android by pressing A. Remember, previously we were using npm. At the time we were using npx. Okay, the app is installing and it is starting. Wow. So I want to thank you for watching this video. Let the app start and then I show you the demo of the app. All right, so it is bundling. Up there you can see the percentage. Great. So there we are. There is an error. This error is because the phone has not requested the user to save data. But I can go to and choose to add an item, give the item name, give the item price, give the number of items in stock, and then give the purchase price, and then save. Okay, so there's the item. You can choose to sell, and you can see one is sold on that day and the time, the demo that modified. Okay, yo. Let me see, when I sell 36 items, let me add another item, which will be maybe eggs. Eggs. Okay. Eggs. I think the auto suggestion will bring, had brought the capital E. Eggs. Then the price of the egg will be, the price of the egg will be 500. The number of items will be 30. Those will be 30 eggs per tray. Then the total purchase will be 10,000. So which mistake I made? So the previous one will have a lot of profits. So I'm going to save. Okay, so you can see. Then, so this one I'm going to make a lot of profits. So I'll end this and we shall see what it looks like when an item is ended. So I'll go to add item. Then I add maybe water packs, maybe. Okay, I'm going to add here we have bread buns. I don't know how they type the word buns. Then each again is 500. The pieces are 6, but the purchase is 2,500. Then I choose to save. Okay, so I have the log here, which is logging, and you can see the items. Right, so I'm going to sell this. They are 30. Let me sell the bread so that it is done. Okay. And after selling the 6th, so the stock will equate to the amount sold at that particular price. Oof, it disappears. So when I go to sales and I check 2 items sold, this one in red that was making unique profits is the one that we cancelled. But for the bread buns, you can see we made a profit of 500. Okay, because 6 times 500 makes 3,000, and you can see our profit here. So when I remove this item, for example, okay, so I don't know which version we have. We need to check, but there's a version that is supposed to have a delete, and then you delete the item, and then here your profits will equate. So let's see. When you want to reset the cells, and then I'm also going to choose to store data. Okay, so this was the about. Okay, so the about is about the developer. My kiosk app is developed by me. I go by the alias Cranklug on my socials. I have a YouTube channel. About my kiosk app, the product is it has 3 versions. The free version is limited to 100 products. The pro version is limited to 300 items and allows deleting. The pro version is $3 one-time payment on each download, and then the premium version is limited to 500 items, including online savings. Okay, that is it. Okay, I think when it comes to sales, I'll add the delete. Then in this version, I think you cannot save data. Okay, so this is the basic my kiosk. So I can come to data, and then I choose to reset cells. When I choose to reset cells, okay, cells data has been reset. When I go back to home, I have nothing. I need to add items. Right, thank you. I never intended to make the video long, but let's meet in another video.